Another year's gone by. I'm so glad you're with me. The way you lift me up with the love you give me. It's good to know that you'll be mine when days are blue. Oh, what a dream come true.
Welcome back to the Orange is the New Black podcast. I am Rob Southgate.
I'm Martha Southgate.
And we're recording late tonight, if you can't tell by my voice.
I'm perfectly fine because I had a long nap.
I did not. And that also might mean that I get some things wrong. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a warning up front. We're talking season 7, episode 6.
5.
Already got one wrong. Season 7, episode 5, Minority Deport. What a great name.
Yes.
All right, Martha, let's hear a
Aleda
description.
tries to keep her teen daughter out of trouble. Piper and Cal shed their responsibilities for a day, and Blanca navigates the legal system.
So which
Okay.
one do you want to start talking about?
I think we should talk about Aleda.
Woo, okay. I think we should too.
Yeah.
Um,
She's got a whole lot going on.
yeah. So,
Plus, we got her backstory. Do you want to start with her backstory?
well, I think it's all tied together.
Okay,
we
but you
could though.
gotta
We can
pick.
start with her backstory. We see her the first time we see her in the backstory. She's what, like 13, maybe?
Yeah, I guess she's probably 13.
And her mom they're in a bar, and her mom is basically selling her out. She's like,
She's literally
whoring
whoring her out,
right,
for money.
right. And she's teaching her basically this is how you get by.
Yeah.
And that age, Aleda she seems like she kind of knows this isn't right, but she's got a screw loose. She really does. And I think that's a result of this upbringing. Like, you sense that at that point she hasn't gone completely
Aleda.
but she at the same time does.
Mm-hmm.
Even by the end of that scene where she's like, fine, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show you. And it's like, man, she's got that.
But she's not. I think in that scene, though, she really wasn't. She was just, she knew she didn't have a choice.
Right. But I'm talking about at the very
But
end.
later,
when she goes to dance with him, she's looking at her mom like, I'm showing you. I don't have a choice, but I'm showing you. I'm rising above it. It's my choice to do this.
all right.
That's
I
just
didn't,
the impression
I
I
didn't
got.
read that, but that's okay. I could have just been looking at it through my own filter, but I felt that she was looking at her like, I can't believe you're making me do this. And her mom's doing the smile at her. And then she does the smile at her mom and then puts it right back away as she's looking away. Like, I didn't get that impression. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying,
I mean, it
for
was just,
me,
that's what I kind of took. I mean, I did think that she was like, I can't believe you're making me do this. But at the same time, it was that moment when she did the thing where she smiled and then tucked it back. I was like, that's the beginnings of the Aleda we know.
yeah. Oh, I agree with that. But I don't think that she was doing it like, oh, I'm taking control. She was doing it like, I hate you. Like,
Yeah,
I think
hate you. Sure.
just
But she does
kinda,
take control because she's not much older when we see her the next time.
Well, then her mom leaves.
Right. And she's stealing booze.
Yes.
And she's got this like warped view of the world.
Yeah.
And even so much as the creepy pedophile ice cream guy is like offering her $30 for services, and she's like, yeah, all right,
50
$50 and let's do this.
and free ice cream for life.
Yeah.
Which shows she's still a child.
She's still a child, but she's using sex.
She has learned how to get by.
Right.
And then she ends up in juvie.
She ends up in juvie, and even there, the way she's like talking to everybody and doing it, it's all that
totally
stuff
Aleda,
that she has later.
Yeah.
It's
Agreed.
like, instead of her learning other coping mechanisms, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And
she's never been parented. Her dad's been in prison her whole life.
Right.
Or whatever we know of her life. I mean, from what we gather. And her mom's I mean, now there is an immature woman.
Her mom. Yeah,
That
yeah,
is very
yeah.
different than Gloria, which is why I was
Yes.
vehemently defending Gloria on the last
Yes.
chapter, on the
Oh,
last
I'm with you.
episode
I'm
with you.
with you.
This
Once we
is,
navigated through that, we figured
yeah,
out that I didn't
but
mean
this
immature.
is an immature mom, and someone who has no skills,
Right.
and is using her daughter to get her needs met,
Right.
and because the husband is in prison, and she doesn't want to get her
Well, and
hands
it's
dirty, I guess.
interesting when you think about Aleda, older Aleda,
Mm-hmm.
she was a terrible parent with Daya.
Yes.
She's been a terrible parent in general, but then like she's trying to protect these kids, but she only protects so far.
Yes.
It's just a really, really interesting dynamic that she has with her children.
Yeah.
And how she views that. Like, I can imagine when you're writing this and you're trying to like create this character, it had to be like, I don't know how you even write that character, because when you write, you kind of relate to your character, even if it's something dark.
Yeah, but there are
pulling from.
probably certain writers on the team that have experienced
That have had people
this
around them like
world
that.
or
It just, to me,
something.
I watch her and it's just very foreign to me.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I don't know that I could have written a character like this if I hadn't ever experienced a person like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well, at the same time, I think she's wildly interesting to watch.
yes, she's very layered.
Oh, yeah, she is.
And once again, another one who, if she was channeled properly, could be a CEO.
Yeah, well,
she's
it's
quite
like
brilliant.
we saw how she was when she got out.
Yeah.
And she was starting to sell that stuff, and she was doing a good job. Like, when she's motivated the right way, but the problem is her default setting is to go to crime.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I can make more money by doing this faster.
Yeah.
So her default is to go back to that every time, which goes back to they weren't really rehabbing them there at Litchfield.
Right, of course. So she's got her kids back, right? We've known that for a while. And she and Hopper, and he's just funneling money to them and being very doting.
Right.
And Alita's just using the heck out of him.
Oh my God.
And
Totally.
so they're shopping, and then she finds out that her daughter Ava has an older boyfriend.
Yeah, she said he's 10 years older, so you're talking like a 23-year-old.
Yeah, and she's 13.
And she calls him out as a pedophile. She's like,
yeah,
she's a 13-year-old.
Right.
And he said, I don't know what he said to her, but it was something disgusting, I
Right.
think. About like, oh, I'll take care of you or something. Like,
whatever.
Ew.
I don't want to know what he said, but.
And he's a drug dealer, and she calls it out immediately.
Yes.
And he's definitely, like, as we see later, he definitely is going to start tempting Eva.
He tried.
Yeah, he tried, and he's going to continue to.
Yeah.
And we've seen there is a pattern going on in this family. Here we go.
Right. So.
And with what ends up happening, it's going to drive her even more into that guy's arms.
So Alita brings her daughter to see Daya so that she will straighten her out.
Right. She's trying to do that scared straight thing.
Daya completely calls out Alita as a drug dealer, as a horrible mom, as like just a non-functioning human.
She calls out the whole thing about Caesar.
Oh my God.
And like all of it. She's like, why would you tell her how you're making money? Why don't you tell her this? And like,
and
it
she's
blows
like,
up
oh,
on Alita's
she's
face.
with an older guy. You mean Caesar?
Yeah.
Oh, really? And
completely blows up in her face.
That backfires. And then, of course, Ava ends up right back in Angel's clutches.
Yep.
And he's doing coke.
He's trying to get her to do it.
And then Alita comes and beats the crap out of him and then smashes a car window and ends up going.
And it's not even his window.
No.
Because Ava's like, that's not his car.
Right.
And the neighbor is up there filming it. So you know they're going to do something where you see
she's going back to
see
prison.
it on, oh, yeah. But there's going to be somebody who's going to see it on social media.
Yeah.
She's going to go back to prison. Now, this is a case where, like we said back in the first episode, where we're like, we don't want Piper to slip back in. It's too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Elena's going to fall back in.
Yes.
But I think that
Elena's in. I mean, there's no way.
But I think she was out way longer than we thought she'd be out.
Yes.
She's going back.
Yeah.
And she's somebody who,
Does that mean Hopper's going to end up with all her kids?
well, they're gonna scatter to the winds though too. The youngest will stay with him, but like Ava's gonna bolt.
He'll stop selling the drugs now.
Yeah.
If Aleda's gone. Oh, no, then she'll want him to do it from inside.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but she's a prisoner. What's he gonna do? She can say whatever she wants when he's in there. If she tries that, he can say like, "Look, I had a relationship with her, but she's making this stuff up. She's trying to tear me down. She's playing some kind of game."
No, that's not my point. My point is that she controls him. And if she's inside,
Oh, you think she's going to continue that control?
yeah.
And it's going to be
And now she's going to wrestle Daya because she's pissed at Daya.
oh my gosh.
So they're going to fight it out. It's going to be like that one season that we hated with that woman.
The second season.
What was her name?
I can't remember.
I hated
My
her.
brain is
No, but that one who
right. The one who moved in and challenged Red. And,
yes.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her name.
Yeah. You know what? That was 5 seasons ago.
Yes.
But the reality is, when she gets, if she ends up back there, which it sounds like she's going to, I would figure that's going to happen. It's going to be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I just don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
All Other than I'm pretty sure she's going back to prison.
Oh yeah, there's no way. He's going to press charges.
I wonder if they'll put her back in there, or if they'll move her somewhere else.
Is she illegal?
Oh, you think?
Well,
do you think?
Blanca?
Well, when they were showing the beginning, I don't know. Well, we'll find out. I doubt she's illegal.
If she's illegal, they're going to put her in the ice one.
Right. They could do that.
Because this wasn't happening when they went into prison.
Not just that. It might not be that she's illegal. It might be that they took her. She doesn't have any ID, any papers or whatever, and they just filter her immediately to the detention center.
That's what I'm saying.
Could be.
Oh.
Could be. She could get deported, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Which would not be a bad thing for her kids, really.
I agree.
Although, the whole thing's such a mess. And she's sleeping with Caesar, and Hopper doesn't know what's going on, and he's, like, thinking they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it's such a huge mess.
Yeah.
Such a huge mess.
All right.
I think Hopper's a misguided guy. I don't think he's necessarily one of the big bads.
No.
He's just getting taken.
Yeah.
And it's putting him into a bad position.
I think he's just easily manipulated.
I do too.
All right. I want to talk about Piper.
Okay.
And McCullough and all of that. Because I just, I really...
Well, you think that Alex and McCullough are going to...
Oh, McCullough's totally wanting
McCullough's wanting it, but
I don't think Alex will do... Alex might do it if she feels she doesn't have a choice.
Right.
But Alex isn't... I don't
see her cheating on Piper.
She will.
She will.
She will. Because McCullough will manipulate it so she doesn't have a choice.
But I don't see her cheating on Piper...
willingly.
As a willing participant.
Yeah.
Like, I can't resist this.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Even though she does check out every time McCullough pulls the things out of her bra.
Well, you should.
Alex
human.
stares right at her chest. But yeah, she's human.
All right. So Alex is trying to order Piper flowers.
Right.
And she can't get the payment to work, and so she wants McCullough to do it. Well, McCullough's not going to.
Right.
Do that. Yeah. So she says, well, will you do a detour then and take her some stuff?
Right.
So she went to the storage unit that Alex has that had it had clothes,
it had some
and
pictures,
different things.
It had things.
And she took this awful t-shirt.
T-shirt.
And
the t-shirt with their faces on it. Now, it was interesting. McCullough was living through Alex's eyes. She was looking at Alex, the clothes. She was looking at the pictures and imagining what it's like.
And she said, it must be nice to have a woman in your life, like to have that. So
So she's curious about things.
So that was happening, and also Piper and Cal, they wanted a snow day, and Piper's a freaking bad influence. Like 100% of the time,
Right.
Piper's a bad influence. She just is.
Right.
And Cal's trying to do the right thing, and she's just a really bad influence.
Right.
And so then of course she sucks him in, and
well, he's easy to suck in too.
Yes.
He's telling her all the ways he's worked around the system, and then
right, but here he is in his relationship,
Right.
and he's got a baby, and he's like
it
trying to
didn't
do
take
the
much
right things
to convince him, and then he's the one that brought the drugs.
Yes. And so they're having Bloody Marys, and those kind that we have those all over Chicago now too, where
Yeah, right, where it's
they're
like a meal in a
loaded up with
glass.
food and everything.
Yeah.
And so they're eating the Bloody Mary, and
it had Wagyu beef in it. It had
Yes.
there was asparagus, there were olives. It was just
and then he pulls out
so much stuff.
chocolate covered blueberry pot things.
Bloobers?
Bloobs. And she's like, "Oh no, I can't. I get urine tested." And he's like,
He's got
"Oh no,
this
you're
whole
fine."
plan.
And he says, "I have a very particular set of skills."
Yeah, like Liam Neeson.
Oh
I have
my
a particular
God.
set of skills.
Yeah, well, that sounded more like
It sounds like Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yeah.
You know what? I have two voices.
Well,
that was
a bad one for Liam Neeson. So then they get high, and they're trying ice cream.
I love how they're in the ice cream shop, and they're clearly both stoned.
Yes.
And she's like trying the ice cream, and then also she goes, "Oh, I'm really high."
Yeah.
It's like,
oh my God.
you've been high this entire scene.
So.
And then wait.
Yeah.
And then he had told her how to cheat the drug test.
With the
and she's like,
Visine.
"Tell me this thing." And the whole thing is about how you put it underneath your male units.
Yes. She's like, "I don't have a cone. I don't have one of those." And he's like, "Oh, never mind. Then you just do this and do your Kegels." And then she's like, "I'm doing them right now."
I know. He's like, "Are you doing
Oh
it?"
my God, gross.
She's like, "Yes, I think so."
Ew. And the face that she was making.
Oh my God, was so funny.
So she goes to her probation officer, and the woman obviously knows she tampered with the urine sample, and tricks her
right
into admitting it. And
well,
then
how did she not?
Piper's an idiot. Piper's an idiot,
and she's like, "I'm not going to bust you for that." Oh, good. So gullible.
And then she's got to go to 10 AA meetings.
But at least the woman didn't really bust her. She is trying to guide her. She is not the bad guy here.
No, and I love that she totally called her out on it. And she's like, "What is wrong with you? The women I have come through here have 4 kids. They are struggling in all these ways. You have everything. Like you have every advantage, and you cannot function.
An idiot.
And you're eating blueberry pie." She's like, "Bloob is a stupid word," like but
of course that's what Cam had too.
Oh God, but Piper
Bloobs.
can't help but be an idiot.
Right.
She can't help it. So she's now got to go to these 10 AA meetings.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes.
NA, Narcotics Anonymous.
I heard AA.
It was NA.
Okay. Same.
It's the same thing. Right.
But all right. So then she goes back, and Cal and Neri are fighting.
Yes.
Because he didn't get the refrigerator fixed, and he just didn't do any of his
because he took his snow day with Piper.
And so they both have to drink breast milk smoothies as punishment.
I love Neri breaks it. She goes, "Here, drink this. It has a lot of vitamins and enzymes."
I have a sister who put breast milk in brownies that she served at a big party because she ran out of milk.
It happens.
And she put breast milk in, and then kind of watched everybody's reaction to see if they could
These are
taste
delicious.
It.
Boy, I haven't had this flavor in 50 years?
Yeah. So, on that note, all right, where do you want to go next?
Oh my gosh.
I'm the one who keeps saying where we're going.
Well, you know why? Because I told you I'm tired.
Tasty.
Already. Let's talk about Tasty. This is a heartbreaker. She jumps in. She first off goes to Ward.
Yes.
And has a plan. Hey, I could work for you. I want to do this. And Ward says no at first,
And
but
she was really good with
she was good.
Caputo.
And Ward is like, look, I'm taking crap about our relationship anyway. This is not a good idea. And then idiot Hopper comes in and ticks her off. And she's like, nope, you're my assistant. Huh? No, it was Hopper.
Hopper. Yeah.
It was Hopper.
I even wrote
You're
it down.
Too.
No, I even wrote it down.
But yeah, he's the one that comes in. She's like, what? You don't know how to knock? And then she says, this is my new assistant. So boom, Tasty gets the gig. And I'm thinking, I'm hoping that the attempted suicide was a wake-up call, but it's not.
No.
She goes right back to Daya. She's like, look, I'm on the inside now.
She's going to give her intel in order to work off the poison.
Right.
Like
to get her poison.
To get the poison so that she could finally kill herself. So I'm hoping that in the meantime, because Daya said, well, it's going to take you a while because I need proof that the intel's actually going to be good and it has to do something. So Daya is prolonging it. So hopefully she'll prolong it long enough that Tasty will...
There's some kind of resolution for Tasty.
Will pick a different path.
Yes.
And she does do such a good job.
Yeah. And then when she's in there doing the job, Ward is like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you're really good at
so
this. She's
good.
like, well, yeah, this is my thing. But then as soon as Ward walks out of the office, Tasty is sneaking around because she's looking for intel for Daya. We got to always remember, she's doing it to kill herself.
Yeah.
And Heartbreaker, she finds Cindy's file, and that Cindy's flagged for early release.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
because she sold Tasty down the river.
It's the final cut. It's so awful.
Yeah. So let's talk about Red.
Okay. You want to move to Red. Okay.
Well, we're done with Tasty.
Yeah, I guess we are. Red is having some trouble.
Red's losing it.
She is.
She has got severe memory loss.
And I think it's a result of her time in the shoe. I think
it might be, but she's got that.
What is that cut? Did she get a head injury?
Right. I have a feeling.
Or is this all still related to when she got scalped?
Yeah, because you saw her hair is still funny.
Yeah.
And she has that cut down the front. I think that she has some sort of brain damage.
I think she might too.
And she knows it.
Yeah.
And she forgot to cook the pasta.
Yeah. And then she just shoved it in.
Yeah.
And then tried to blame everybody else.
Yes.
I think
she oversalted the stew.
In the last episode, you had mentioned how like old Red was back. She had flipped a switch and was like herself. I think that she was doing that because she was able, like, if I'm not having to remember this minutia, I can be in charge. I can be the boss. I can hide this.
Yeah.
But as soon as she has to work as a line cook and do anything there, she's falling apart.
Yes. Yes.
She can't remember anything.
Mm-mm.
It sucks. And it was a real heartbreaker when Gloria tried to quietly, discreetly protect her. And Red is like fighting. She's resisting.
Yeah.
You know,
it's sad.
It's really sad.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I can't imagine that they're going to be able to get her help.
Right.
I mean, you know,
right.
so
I mean, there's a chance, but will it be too late?
Yeah. But I don't think they're going to have people that'll sit down with her and help work on her cognitive skill. You know what I'm saying? Like help.
Right.
You know, so I don't think there's a whole lot of hope there, but can they have her be in the kitchen with them and just limit her duties, and will Red be okay with that?
Right.
So it's sad.
Yeah, this is
sad no matter what.
It's not a good situation no matter what. And she was like verbally attacking Nikki, and you know,
well, and Nikki and the Egyptian girl, I don't know her name.
Oh, Nikki is crushing hard on her.
But she likes her. That girl, I shouldn't even say this because but I was going to say no, she just seems really clean and put together and happy for someone who's been detained for 18 months and has no chance of finding out what the hell is going on with her future.
Yeah.
All the other women seem in character and seem like
they seem beaten down by this.
I don't know. She seems like she just got off the freaking runway, and I'm like, what is her deal?
Yeah.
And why is she so happy?
I'll tell you, it's so weird.
Yeah.
That there was a moment where I thought, is she undercovering here
Yeah.
for something?
I'm like, is she a plant? Because
but why? What would that be? I mean, why?
I don't know.
But
it is
it's weird.
so weird. And she is just perfectly done. She's clean. She's fresh. And she's so happy. And
Right.
she's like, oh, I
tater
don't
tots.
mind. I've been here for
I've just
18
been here for
months.
tater tots.
And I came to this country because I love tater tots, you know. And then she's like, what's in those? And I'm sitting here going, what the hell? Did I enter some alternate reality here?
Yeah, and seriously,
why isn't
how would she be
terrified?
that dumb to not know what tater tots are if that was her motivation for coming?
And why isn't she terrified? And why doesn't she look like all the other women?
Right.
There's not another woman who's walking around like life is perfect, and she, you know, I just come here and work during the days, and then I go home and I have a family, and
the rest seem like they're being tortured, which they are.
And they look like they're being tortured. And why does she, like, it was weird. That is weird.
I agree.
Okay, so it wasn't
at one
just
point I was thinking, is she a plant? Like, it would seem really like a weird thing to have happen, but
that would explain why she's like that, I guess. I don't know. But she she's they either get asylum or deported. Those are the two choices.
Right.
And not choices. Those are the two options.
Right.
That the government has for them. They're either allowed to stay and they get asylum, or they are deported. And she didn't seem too concerned either direction.
No.
And then Nikki bought her or smuggled her in. I don't know if she paid for them, but she smuggled her in potato chips. Trying to woo her.
Oh, these are like tater tots. Like, that was so out
it's
of
very
place.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's not out of character for Nikki.
No, but
it's out of character. It's out of place
for the show. It seems very weird. Unless they're just showing Nikki flirting with her, and that's the
idea. Which is fine, but you would think
why is this woman so nonplussed by? She's just like,
she's just happy-go-lucky, la la la. I mean, really?
Detained.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. And she's like, I don't have any idea how long I'll be here.
You know, they take them in the morning, and everyone's got this look of fear on their faces.
And she's just like, la la la, how's it going? So that was weird.
I got a job in the kitchen.
Maritza was getting ready and showered and stuff. And then when she came back, they had taken Blanca.
Yeah.
And then Gloria, I'm not sure the order of things.
Well,
Gloria dropped the can of broth to get O'Neill to bring Maritza and Blanca in.
That was after this.
And then Maritza comes in and is like, Blanca's gone.
Right.
And they don't know where she is, but they've gotten her a number for a lawyer, for a free lawyer. And it's pound 9481. And Maritza goes nuts because it's Beyonce's birthday.
Right. And then
which made me die.
Later on, even better, she's in the bed
when she's praying
to Beyonce.
Yeah. No, she was praying to...
No, she was praying to Beyonce because she's like, I know you've got a lot with Blue Ivy.
Is that Beyonce's Blue Ivy? I thought that was Kim Kardashian.
No.
Who has Blue Ivy? Well,
no.
Who does she have? She has
Northwest.
Oh, dear God. Okay. I don't know anything.
Right?
So, yeah, we'll go with that. So that's Beyonce. So she was praying to Beyonce. That makes sense. So Blanca, though, in the meantime, is at the court, right? And the woman who goes ahead of her is so well versed in her rights.
Yeah.
So she gets up there, and before that, 13 of them got deported.
Just boom. The judge was just
and
getting them out of
she
there.
got up there and said, I know my rights, and I'm not going to say this. I am not going to acknowledge that paper because I don't know what's on it, and you have to prove that I am not a citizen.
Right.
And you have to prove that I don't have my green card. And I want a delayed court date so that I can secure a lawyer.
Get a lawyer, yeah.
So she
knew the legal system and worked her way through it.
And so Blanca came up and tried to copy her and ended up getting her case delayed so she could get a lawyer, and it worked. By the time she went back to tell Maritza was gone.
Right.
And she got deported.
She got deported because she was sharing that lawyer's number. And these
Yeah.
guys, they don't want them to have knowledge. They don't want
Right.
them to find a way around this, which is,
It's so sick.
it's so sick to watch.
Yeah.
It is literally
Well, and we were
stomach
reading
churning.
about it, and it's
Yeah.
even worse in reality, and reading about it, and the fact that they keep them in the dark on purpose, and they can detain them for however long. They can if someone calls to ask about them, anything that person says can be used against
Right.
this other person.
Right.
No matter what. Like, that's insane.
Right.
There are so many things that are really terrifying and messed
it's
up.
horrifying. Yeah.
So Maritza was trying to help people, and it backfired, and she is gone alone to a country she may never even have ever been in, and since she was a baby,
Yeah.
and has no family, no friend, no nothing,
Yeah.
and no prospects. And what is going to happen? Does she have it on her record? What happens with the country that
what
you end
happens
up
on
in?
that end? That's
So
what
we
I'm
need to
really
research that
interested
next.
in finding out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Because does she just get off the plane and they take the shackles off and that's it? Or does she go into custody on that end until they reintegrate her, or what?
I don't know. I don't know. Especially when she was a former prisoner.
Right.
Like, are they going to look at her and go, "You're a criminal"?
Right.
And I don't know how that works.
Man,
I mean, they could kick her out.
It's all terrifying.
Or they could lock her up for the rest of her life. Who knows?
Who knows?
And the countries these people are leaving, they're leaving for a reason.
Right.
And are they coming back to something even scarier than this?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
So there you go. That we did it.
Was that everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything we missed. I'm sure there's stuff we missed, but
I don't think so.
I think that was pretty thorough.
It just is quick. Like, each of the things was just sort of quick, but
yeah.
But
this was a one of those that was kind
pivotal.
of moving the story forward, but it wasn't like that last one was so depressing.
Yeah.
This one was mildly depressing. But
It's scary.
season,
This one was really scary.
Yeah, this season has been pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
This is really an excellent season, but man, I'm having trouble getting through some of these storylines because they're just so painful.
Well, and they're hitting too close to home.
Right.
Usually we can watch shows like this and you get a little bit of an escape. It's different than what's going on in the world. And this one is paralleling. Like, it is.
Yeah,
it's
right
like watching Handmaid's Tale. Like, that one is really, really
tough.
hard to watch right now.
Yeah.
And this is even more so.
Yeah.
Very, very real. So
very real, very difficult.
Anyway,
was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
On to episode 6.
Episode 6, and let me do a little bit of the social media stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Orange Podcast. Follow us on Facebook at Orange is the New Black Podcast. And we also have an Instagram, which is Orange Podcast. That one we don't use as much, but if we see a lot of activity pop up on there, maybe we'll start. And you can also send us an email at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. You can also find links on our website, which is southgatemediagroup.com. Click on where it says podcast categories. You can click on TV. You'll find our logo there. It takes you right to a page that has our show information, has a link to send us an email, and it might even have a voicemail link on there. I don't know. If you want a t-shirt, that's in the show notes too. All right, Martha, I'm done. Are you done? She's nodding, so we'll say she's done. That's it. Inmates, back to your cells.